Toyota Alumni Weekend rolls on here at Citizens Bank Park. Tonight is Alumni Night, and some of the fans catching up with some of the members of the 2008 Phillies. Brett Myers to the left, Scott Air to the right. Tonight, it's the beginning of Weekends with Schmidt, presented by Acme Markets. The Phils and the Braves, Game 3 of this 4-game series. And how about the last time these two teams faced each other back on July 5th? Now, where they are now, the Braves 6-15, the Phillies 12-8. It's been really about the offense for the Phillies, although since the All-Star break, the bullpen's ERA is under 2, and the starter's ERA is under 4. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Matt Stairs. If you wonder where Mike is, he will be with us. He's part of the festivities going on down on the field just before the start of tonight's ball game. But we're going to talk a little offense, because you like talking offense. And the Phillies, well, right now, they're kind of an offensive juggernaut the way they're hitting the ball.
Well, they're swinging the bat extremely well. You can tell every time they step in the batter's box, they're hitting with confidence. They have a game plan. Last night, the first inning, they have a single walk, and Ryan Howard comes up. First pitch fastball out over the plate. Does a nice job driving to right center. Drives in Franco from first base, hair and all. And these guys playing with a lot of energy. Now all of a sudden you get in the 5th inning, Dominic Brown starting to find that home run swing. Yes, he is. Another bomb, back-to-back nights, second of the year, hitting the home run to straightaway center. Very important to have your 4 or 5 guys hitting the ball out of the ballpark, or when guys are on base, do your job and drive them in.
It's also great to have 4 runs in the first inning like the Phillies had last night. That's the first time they've done that this season to start a ball game. Well, Aaron Nola would certainly love to have 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. He is making his first start against the Atlanta Braves.
Well, and it's the second start at home. And I thought in Chicago he was a little nervous early in the game. Didn't have very good command of his fastball and changeup, but he had a very good command of his curveball. It was the best curveball we've seen in 2 starts this season. Real late break, keeping the hitters off balance. I like the pitch right there, burying the curveball inside the left-handers. So it's nice to know that he has above-average fastball. He has a very good changeup. Now if he can get that curveball over when he needs to, it's a long night for a lot of hitters.
Yeah, Pete Macadam said after that ball game, he said, I was going to take him out after 7 innings, but he had thrown less than 80 pitches. I had to let him go back out there. He gave up a couple more runs, but still managed to pick up the victory for the Phils. So tonight, Game 3 of this homestand against the Atlanta Braves. Matt Wisler, who we're seeing for the first time, he's over from the Padres organization where he was their #1 prospect when the Braves acquired him right at the end of spring training. We mentioned Alumni Night. Well, the festivities last night carry over to tonight. We'll show you some of them as the telecast moves on. Lineups at first pitch when we come back. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Citizens Bank, one deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Toyota, where will Toyota take you? Visit buyatoyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at IVX.com. Game 3 of this 4-game series. Phillies have taken the first 2. That's Aaron Nola out on the mound warming up. And just a few moments ago, some of the alums from the Phils, including the Sarge, Gary Matthews, being introduced out onto the field. Brad Lidge got a nice round of applause. Matt Stairs got a very nice round of applause. Of course, Mike Schmidt, Charlie Manuel, the all-time winningest manager in Phillies history. Pat Burrell, after being inducted into the Wall of Fame last night. And then the first pitch thrown out by the franchise 4. Mike and Steve, of course. And then Robin Roberts' son, and Whitey's grandson, representing Richie Ashburn, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. As always, the Phillies do it upright when it comes to these ceremonies. And that was a beauty. Let's take a look at the Braves lineup for tonight. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Leading it off in right field, Nick Markakis, then Cameron Maybin and Freddie Freeman. A.J. Pierzynski's at catcher. He'll back cleanup. Adonis Garcia hits 5th. Jace Peterson 6th. And the bottom third of Simmons, Perez, and Whistler. And they'll face right-hander Aaron Nola. Nola, so far in 2 starts, has done quite well. 1-1 with an ERA of 3.29. 10 hits in 13 2/3. You know, Matt, he evolved, I thought, in his last start against the Cubs. Didn't have a great fastball early, but then figured things out. He
did. It looked like he was a little nervous pitching in Wrigley Field. For the first time, of course. But one thing about with the Budweiser scouting report, 3-pitch pitcher, average fastball 91 miles an hour. Righties are hitting $185 with 10 Ks, and lefties are hitting 238 with 2 Ks.
Well, the first batter he'll face is Nick Markakis, who is 3 for 8 so far with a run scored and a walk in this series. And the first pitch of the night is in there. Swing and a miss. We're underway. 0-1.
Schmidt has the arm after the first pitch.
No problem. I can handle those one pitch
outings.
opening a game outings. Yes, no problem. We did little 2-pitch warm up, Booney and I.
That ball's hit well out towards center field. Long run for Herrera, and it is gone. Just the second home run of the year for Nick Markakis. And it's 1-0 Atlanta.
Good night to hit.
Yeah, he jumped on a pitch that was down and in.
Slight breeze blowing from left center to right center, which helped that ball a little bit. Markakis still hit it well. Well, now we're getting over that. It's good to be with you guys again.
It's nice to be
with
you.
Been a while. Been enjoying your work on television from home.
Yeah, it's been a good run for the club.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. It's amazing the difference in winning and losing, is it not?
Absolutely. Here's Cameron Maybin, and Maybin takes outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, giving up the home run like that now in the period that we're in is you don't feel like, oh, here we go again. You know, I mean, we're going to score some runs. We've scored runs now for the last 2 weeks, and we're going to score runs again tonight.
Yeah, I think that we've seen them fall behind during this stretch, and they've basically erased those deficits without a problem. It's kind of the way he started against the Cubs, where his fastball was pushing it toward the outer edge a little too much.
Yeah, and with the home run, Markakis said it was supposed to be a fastball inside, and got pretty much split the middle of the plate.
There you go on the outside corner, 3-1 to Maybin. It was taken all the way. It was interesting after Nola's start against the Cubs, where he said pitching at Wrigley Field was way different than he thought. It was way different than watching the game on television. The fans are right on top of you. The atmosphere is, hard to duplicate in some ways.
Well, this is my first time at seeing him up close and in person. And Matt, he has that sort of get underneath the ball 3/4 delivery, a little Eckersley like from back in my day. And that gives that gives the ball some serious life. You know what I mean? It goes everywhere. It can rise a little, sink a little.
Well, I think that's what the opponents have said about him. In fact, the Rays said that they marveled at how the ball jumped.
Yeah.
When it came to the plate.
Well, and sorry, Mike, and throwing from that angle, he's going to have that little upshoot rise to right-handers and left-handers, but he also is going to have like a little natural run. And sometimes that curveball, since he gets underneath it a little bit, it becomes just like a little a spin curveball. It doesn't really break. But except for when in Chicago, he was getting more on top of it, and that thing was breaking hard.
Yeah, it was.
From right to left.
You know what it is for me too. To me, it's a really sort of natural athletic release. It's not reaching up here where he's kinking it. Where he's kinking his shoulder when he's throwing it, trying to reach up real high. It's all kind of like from a really relaxed, fluid.
That's a good point.
It's
how do I say this?
For him.
Delivery point. It's not down under. It's just like 3/4.
Well, there is something soft. We don't see him throw many changeups, but there's the changeup right there.
This is the delivery that Mike was talking about. Very good turn with the hips. Basically just a 3/4 arm slot.
Outside, 2-2 to Freeman, who homered last night. That was the 100th home run of his career.
Pitchers you see that reach up real high and throw straight over the top are generally going to have to do something with grip and release to make the ball move.
Oh, that ball's well hit. That sounded like it was deep, and it's off the base of the scoreboard. Freddie Freeman will pull him to second, and he'll be there with a 1-out double.
We keep talking about how good Aaron is. He's giving up some knocks here, but I tell you what, the great thing about him, as talking to Pete McCannon earlier in the clubhouse, was he's not sort of like in awe of this whole thing. Really, he's very comfortable, even though it's his third start.
He's probably comfortable, but he still has to have butterflies.
Yeah. Well, I had butterflies every game for 20 years.
Exactly. I mean, it's normal, and it is his second start at home, but let's remember he's got 13 innings underneath his belt.
Yeah.
Maybe he's nervous pitching in front of Carlton and Bunning.
Well, he seems to be aware of the history of the game too. By the way, Steve threw a right-hander. He didn't throw a left-hander.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I wasn't watching. I was concentrating on my target there with Booney.
At one point, I thought he was going to crossfire and throw it to Booney. 1 ball, 1 strike. There you go. Loosen up.
Lord, Mike.
Brzezinski, 5 hits so far in this series for the Braves. Takes outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Cameron Rupp going out to talk to Nola. Now, after the first, I would say, inning and a half, probably the middle of the bottom of the second is when Nola kind of figured something out against the Cubs. And his curveball really helped it. Right now, the fastball's just getting a little too much of the plate, particularly against the left-handers. There you go. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brzezinski. Fastball taken there. Curveball that's going to loop into right center field for a hit. Freeman will score from second. Brzezinski with an RBI single. So it's the Braves who jump out. They now lead it 2-0 here in the top of the first.
A.J. Brzezinski has been an absolute hitting machine his first 3 games. Doesn't matter if you're throwing a fastball, changeup, one behind him, you hit it. This is a good location of a curveball. You see Cameron going down to catch that just above the dirt. That's what you say. Nice piece of hitting.
Yeah,
staying through the zone.
Matt, that's a veteran hitter that knows what the runner in scoring position in 2 outs, put the ball in play, and he did not try to overswing on that ball. He actually kind of played a little pepper with the pitcher and hit the single.
Well, now Ignatis Garcia, and Garcia whacks the first pitch foul. It's 0-1. Garcia has 2 hits in this series. You saw his numbers from AAA. He's a veteran from the Yankees organization. I was thinking that his curveball really.
Yeah, there's a well-located breaking ball right there, and he got away with one the first pitch. He threw a slider, a get-over slider that basically was a little up, broke right over the middle of the plate, but he got away with it.
He lays off. He tried to get him to go fishing for the curve again, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brzezinski with a short lead off first base. 2 runs are in for the Braves here in the top of the first. Swing and a miss. He got him with a 91-mile-an-hour heater. First strikeout for Aaron Nola. 2 outs.
There's some giddy up on that baby. That's one of those balls he gets underneath a little bit, and it kind of there's a little hop to it. Sort of a sinker release with a rising action.
And the rising action created from the arm angle that you guys were talking about. Here is Jace Peterson, and he takes one low. That's a changeup. Peterson is 2 for 8 in the series, 242 overall. And now his numbers you see in the month of July, they're indicative of what the Braves have done as a team in the month of July. In fact, the Braves have scored 3 runs or less in 15 of their last 18 ball games, which is something the Phillies are very familiar with from the first half of the season. Chopper right side, so Cesar Hernandez is up with it, and the side is retired. So Nola does give up 2 on the home run by Markakis. The RBI single by that guy right there, A.J. Brzezinski. So Matt Whistler will have a 2-run lead to work with when we come back. Alums. He played for the Phillies in the late 70s. Let's take a look at his lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Leading it off at second base, Cesar Hernandez. Odubel Herrera bats second. Michael Franco hits third. And then the next 3 of Ryan Howard, Dominic Brown, and Freddie Galvis. Cody Ashley's in left. He'll bat 7th. Cameron Rupp will bat 8th. And batting 9th and pitching, of course, is Nola. And they will face 22-year-old right-hander Matt Whistler, former top prospect for the Padres, acquired in the Craig Kimbrell deal by the Atlanta Braves. And so far in 7 starts, he's been pretty good. He's allowing a hit per inning, but he doesn't walk a lot of guys, and they like his commands.
Yeah, he has a good fastball, nothing overpowering. He's a 4-pitch pitcher. And one thing, as you see with the scouting report, Budweiser scouting report, his average velocity is 93 right on the nose. Now, the first time through the batting order, the league's hitting 220. The second time you see him, the league is hitting 304. And if you get to him the third time, the league is hitting 333. So he's not making the adjustment. The hitters are making the adjustment off him.
Former 7th-round draft pick by the Padres, Cesar Hernandez takes low. Cesar now in his 12th ball game as a leadoff hitter. He's had good numbers against the Braves this season. Takes a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cesar's had good numbers against the Braves. He's had a very good series. He's 4 for 8 in the series with 2 runs scored. Lines it foul, 1-2.
I like the at-bat he had last night in the first inning. Took a 3-1 fastball down the middle, knowing that he's going to get another fastball. Hit the line drive back up the middle, making the pitcher work, see some extra pitches. That's what a leadoff hitter's supposed to do.
As it turns out, that was a pitcher that was really struggling in the first inning to try to find his command. His at-bat sort of led us to that.
And don't forget the second inning, the third inning, the fourth inning, Williams Perez locked it in for 3 innings.
2-2. Mike, you like him in the leadoff spot?
Well, we got a lot of ways we can go. You know, with our lineup now, is with Ben not here. Yeah, he like Matty said, he is a hitter that can take pitches, that understands the game.
And he lines one toward left center field. That'll be in for a base hit. Cameron may have been better hurry to cut that one off, but he does. Hernandez will pull into second base with a leadoff double.
Not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Got a little pop. And he can run. He can definitely run.
Well, it's time for our Nissan keys to the game. And my first key would be patient versus Whistler. Like I just said, the numbers, first, second, third time through. So go ahead, Smitty, what do you got?
Oh, mine is, you see Howard, you know, keep it going. He's got it going a little bit now. The RBI totals are starting to creep up a little bit to where we know they would eventually. And guess what? Dominic Brown's got a couple of home runs now. Like to see a little run by Dominic. So keeping Brown and Howard moving that ball around the ballpark with some heat on it. It's going to make us even a better team.
That'll get Hernandez over to third. 4-3 on the putout. One away here in the bottom of the first.
That's good baseball right there. He knew what his job was. Not to give himself up, but to worst case hit the ball to the right side, which is exactly what he did. Now both of those guys in the early part of the lineup can both bunt. Bunt for a base hit, sacrifice bunt, handle the bat, take pitches.
That gives Maikel Franco an opportunity to drive in a run. He's hit in 3 straight games. So he had a dip average-wise and power-wise in the month of July. It was going to be hard for him to duplicate what he did in June. Heck, if he did, we would be talking about him being a Rookie of the Year. Those were masterful numbers in the month of June. Inside, 2-0.
See, I see that the Braves have elected now to shift on McHale. I don't know if they've done that all year, but they are now. And well, he's a guy that'll hit the ball right in that hole at second base. Seen him do it.
Yeah, he's been trying to get the ball up the middle more recently. But he pulls that one to left. It will be deep enough to score Hernandez. Perez is under it. Ooh, he almost dropped it. And here comes Cesar. He'll cross the plate. A sac fly, and it's a 2-1 game. Well, that's a nice run to get back in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, they haven't gotten 2 back yet, but to answer back with at least 1 just shows you that it's a different ball club.
RBI number 39 for Maikel. Well, here's Ryan Howard, who over his last 33 games is tied for the National League lead in RBIs with Buster Posey. Howard has 31. Posey has 31. It's noticeable. Try to check his swing. They say he went around. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Ronald Porter of Collingswood, New Jersey. The Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Then Ronald will win $100. Howard cracks it foul to the entrance of the Phillies dugout. 0-2. Carlos Ruiz doing a little teaching, maybe a little advice giving to Aaron Nola. all gasped a little bit as that ball was coming into the Hall of Fame club. It was moving. Howard 3 for 6 with 5 ribbies in this series. And he takes low, 1-2. In the dirt again, 2-2. Little pinball machine going on behind home plate. Nothing was funnier, though, the other night than we were in Toronto with Russell Martin behind the plate with R.A. Dickey throwing the knuckleball. I mean,
he was so frustrated.
All over the place. Howard checks his swing. They appeal. No swing. Good hold there. It's 3-2. Gabe Morales is the home plate umpire. Mark Carlson at the plate last night. He's over 30. Did a really nice job. Brian Gorman's at second. Tripp Gibson at first. And Howard lines one toward right center field. Maven's not going to get it. It'll drop for a hit. 7-game hitting streak for Ryan Howard.
Well, it's a good at bat, good swing. Bad decision by the pitcher. You have a veteran, A.J. Brzezinski throws down a curveball, slider, change. He shakes them off 3 times, throws the fastball, head down, foot down early, stands through the ball. That was loud. So he shook him off 3 times to get to what he wanted to throw a fastball in. And he paid for it.
Here's Dominic Brown. He takes a breaking ball, 0-1.
Well, he didn't pay that much. It was only a single, man.
Right.
Now, as the game goes on, I think that pitch will be kind of put in a can in that same situation, especially with men on base.
Dominic has 4 hits in this series. 2 of those hits are home runs. It was only July 19th when he was hitting 191 outside.
I noticed you did a little schematic last night, was it, on Dominic, with some lines, and we were sitting in the VIP dining room watching it, and I was curious of what you were talking about. We were all saying it makes a lot of sense, whatever you're doing, but you were talking about it's drifting. Fast, yeah.
Seeing how far his head moves, the more his head moves, strike zone moves. You know, so basically sitting there, keeping your head back and letting the ball get deep and
gotcha.
Nice easy swing.
Phillies get 1 back. We've played 1. On to the second. It's a 2-1 ball game. Tomorrow, the Phillies and the Braves will wrap up this 4-game series. 1:35 first pitch. The Phillies Wall of Fame Fathead free to all fans. It's the culmination of Toyota Alumni Weekend here at Citizens Bank Park. It's been a great weekend so far. Andrelton Simmons leads it off, takes a strike. It's 0-1. I say that, but you guys get a chance to see your old friends for at least a weekend. I know you see them other times, but it must be nice to catch up with a lot of these guys.
It is. It is. We have fun. There's a lot of storytelling. We enjoy the time back at the hotel.
0-2 pitch. Another curve, and it's hit foul. Remains 0-2.
Of course, today a lot of us were at the unveiling of the mural.
Right. Near the Walnut Street Bridge.
Yes. Quite impressive.
Simmons 1 for 8 in this series. And he hits one softly to second base, spinning out toward Hernandez. And 1 out. Well, speaking of the mural dedication, this is what Mike was talking about earlier today. A pretty nice crowd that was on hand. And there's the mural in the background. And Mike, you got a chance to say a few words. There's Scott Palmer, who is counting down.
Those confetti things are pretty cool.
I was going to say, it looks like he's doing like a game show or something. Boy, that is beautiful. Wow. There's Harry right in the middle, toward the bottom. Roy Halladay, lefty. Ryan Howard, Schmitty, Brad Lidge with that pose after the winning the World Championship.
That's pretty sweet right there.
Yeah, they have a little story for everybody.
Yeah.
You get a chance, fans, and you go to Walnut Street Bridge, stand there and take a look at the mural and decide where you were during a lot of those pictures.
That's a good point. Yeah, the Phillies have this painting that is toward the entrance of the Diamond Club here, with all the the great heroes of the Phillies, Mike, Dallas Green, Pope, Larry Boa. I mean, all these different Phillies heroes, and that's the same thought you get as you look at all those different guys. Darren Dalton, Charlie Manuel. You wonder, all right, where was I when they reached their pinnacle of their careers? 2 balls, 1 strike to Yuri Perez. And he hits it foul, 2-2. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Matt and I were watching the end of this ball game today. This was a good one. 7-6 the final. The Royals came from behind. Somehow Mark Burley blew a 5-1 lead in that game. Ben Revere made his first start in left field for the Blue Jays. That one is hit into left field by Perez. A 1-out single. Ben Zobrist hit 2 home runs. He was just recently acquired by the Royals, and that helped them to the victory. Here's Matt Whistler. He's just 1 for 12 in the big leagues. This kid could hit, though. In fact, coming out of high school, they thought about making him a position player at one point. I don't think the dugout liked that call.
No.
Somebody, I'm not sure if it was Freddie, yelled "no way." Might have been A.J. Pierzynski.
Not AJ. He wouldn't say nothing.
Runner was going on that one. Rupp better get to it quickly, and he is helped out by the carom. So that'll be a stolen base because he was moving on the pitch.
Well, he had to be going on first move there for sure to get that big of a jump. Wow.
And Aaron Nola, like you said, Tom, it looks like you can see the jump. Holy, unbelievable. He's fighting his command of his fastball right now. When he's missing, he's either missing in the middle or missing in the other batter's box right now.
So that's the pitch he needs right there.
Yeah, the Markakis home run was a fastball down the middle. Freddie Freeman base hit to right center was a changeup down the middle. And then AJ, I mean, that was a very good piece of hitting, but that was a curveball down the middle, but low. Start hitting those corners, son.
Like that, you mean?
Yeah.
Was that a makeup for that first pitch they were screaming about?
Could have been. It wasn't a bad spot at all. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. It just seems uneasy. Seems like he's fighting. He's pitching to a pitcher right now, and he's having issues. One of the marks of a young, mature pitcher is figuring it out when it's like this. You know, when you don't quite have your feel, you don't have your good stuff, you can't find your location, not hitting your spots. And you can't just keep pitching, you know, and thinking it's going to come. You got to kind of feel it. You know, you got to feel maybe what you're doing wrong, make your adjustments on the fly, and the earlier you make them, the better.
Well, and that is the book on him, is that he has always had that ability, whether it be in college or even in high school, but in college and then for his limited time in the minor leagues. It's a great asset to have. This will be a test, though. After giving up a home run to Markakis the first time, he'll face him again here. Starts him with a changeup.
Markakis having a heck of a year, close to 300, 293 now. For a leadoff hitter, 33 RBIs, probably get to 50, 55, 23 doubles, probably get to 30.
Yeah, and they wonder too, he had that neck problem, so he couldn't lift in the offseason. That's why his power numbers are down. You wonder if his strength will continue to improve. I mean, no, it's only 2 more months of the season, but that he will hit some more long balls. They do seem to miss him in Baltimore.
He's a good player.
Yep.
He's a good hitter, but he's a very good defender.
No balls, 2 strikes to Markakis. Ground ball. Well, here's his home run. He did get too much of the plate on this one.
Yeah, fastball came back out over the middle of the plate, and the veteran he is, the good power that he had up to this year, doesn't miss that one.
During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Little dribbler back toward the mound, so he wins the battle this time, throws him a breaking ball. So it's taken 45 pitches, but Nola is through the 2nd inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Freddie Galvis will kick things off when we return. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Count on it. Gorgeous night, speaking of the weather, here in Philadelphia. It was an absolutely beautiful day. Last couple days have been great. We go to the bottom of the second inning. There's Aaron Nola. He worked through the second, did not allow a run, did allow one base runner. His pitch count is at 45 right now through his first two. Freddie Galvis will lead things off. See if the Phillies can get that extra run back. Here are the current conditions. 88 degrees. Slight breeze, 14 miles an hour.
Speaking of weather, anybody see the moon last night? I didn't get to see it.
We saw it through the stadium here. It was beautiful. Somebody said that was a blue moon last night?
Yeah, blue moon. We won't see it again, I guess, in our lifetimes. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what my wife said.
Somebody will tell us.
She's always right. Oh, okay.
Production cavity just said that in about 2.5 years we'll see another one. Won't be as nice as that, though. That one's off the glove of Whistler, picked up by Simmons. 1-6-3. Although we'll see if they score it that way. It wasn't really misdirected. Earlier tonight on the field, the John Vukovich Award was given out to Steve Schrenk, who is one of the coaches in the Phillies farm system. And there is Vince Vukovich, the son of the late John Vukovich, presenting him with the award. And speaking of Steve, let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Yes, Steve spends his time down in Clearwater now with the Clearwater Threshers. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, Tom was just showing the award ceremony earlier tonight. And I know for you, a very special award because you knew John Vukovich. You know the family very well.
Yeah, I definitely do. It was definitely a big honor for me. Life becomes kind of full circle. I played under John for a couple years, 99, 2000. And then I actually got to coach Vinny a little bit in Clearwater in 04 with Mike Schmidt. So it was nice, very nice.
When you heard that the organization was going to honor you with that award, what were your thoughts? Because it goes to one of the coaches in the organization that kind of exemplifies what John brought to the table.
You know what? It meant a lot to me, and I was shocked when they announced it to me. It's my 12th year coaching with him now, but it was just an honor, and being a part of the Phillies organization it just shows you, they have this award, have us up here, my wife and I, and it was just great. It was a nice honor.
It's such a great weekend, and you get a chance to see some guys that you played with, and I know also you in particular get a chance to see some guys as we get this foul ball coming right back at us. You get a chance to see some of the young guys that you've also coached. And we were saying, about 39, 40 that have already made it to the big leagues?
Yeah, over the years, the span of my coaching career, about 39 or 40 kids have already made it. So that's my joy is seeing those kids up here. David Buchanan, Aaron Nola, Adam Morgan, some of the position players as well that have been on the same teams as them. So it's really nice to see.
And I asked you, as that one fly ball to center field, I asked you about when you coach up these guys, a guy like Aaron Nola, different than Adam Morgan, different than David Buchanan. You got to kind of take each one of these guys individually and help them get to this moment.
Yeah, you definitely do. I think as a whole, it's a Philly way, the way we do things. But I think individually, you take each one individual and make them their best they can be and make them major league pitchers.
Before I let you go, I'm sure folks, Phillies fans at home, want to know some of the names that Clearwater is looking at right now. Some of the guys you're watching every day, a first-place team in the first half of the season. There's some pretty good prospects on that team, are there not?
Yeah, there definitely is. We got a couple of good pitchers, one in Brandon Liebrandt, one in Victor Arano. We have Idrube Ramos is another Latin kid that we have that has done well, moved to AA, but it was quite an accomplishment to win the first half for our Clearwater team.
Well, we're keeping our eyes on those guys. And Steve, congratulations to you. Nice to have you here this weekend. I know you're going to play some golf on Monday as well with some of these guys. So enjoy it with your family, and congratulations once again.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Murph, we do appreciate that. John Vukovich, so close to all of us. The late John Vukovich, it's a great honor. So that was your pitching coach.
Yes, it was, Steve. One of my good friends. We'll always be friends from that 2004 year. He's a great coach. Works so well with these young pitchers. He's so excited about the Clearwater team and the young athletes we have at the lower level right now. Because we're all pretty versed on who's in AAA and how they're doing. But he says, man, from AA on down, we got some stud athletes.
Well, the Liebrandt kid who he talked about is having a very good start to his professional career. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming to Cameron Rupp. Tried to check his swing. Did he go? Nope. And it's 2-2.
Well, you don't see that very often, Matty.
No, you don't.
Let him get away with a check swing like that. And from up here, it looked like he got her at least halfway over the plate.
Tried it again.
That's usually where an umpire knows the camera's going to be on him. Get that 2 strikes, 2 out.
Bam.
You get that little extra punch.
He's saving it for a key moment of the game. There's a strike 3 called, and Rupp goes down looking. So 1-2-3 second inning for Whistler. Boy, a nice inning for that right-hander. We'll go to the 3rd. The Braves up by 1. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, guys, who holds the Phillies record for most games pitched in one season? This is a tough one. You have to think back, Mike, to your time. Matt, this is not.
I'm done.
It's not in your area. It's your area, Mike.
Go get him, kid.
This guy was a tough customer. It is Alumni Weekend. He is not here. He is working, though, this weekend. Phillies trail at 2-1 as we begin the 3rd. Cameron Maybin will be the batter. Curveball, that'll be in there, 0-1. I will give you a hint. It's not a starting pitcher.
So it's not the most games started.
No, most games pitched
in.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And I'm telling you, this number is an astronomical number. At least I think it is. 0-2 pitch. It's sharply toward the right side, backhanded by Cesar.
Boy, he's got nice action with that backhand, doesn't he? He catches the backhand just as easy as he does straight away. He got a little Manny Trio in him. How about that?
Does have some zip on it.
Is that what you call soft hands?
Oh my gosh! You know, there's always a tendency to pat your glove, before you put it down, and the one last pat in your glove. He's smooth as can be.
Well, he was out here today with Freddie Galvis. Matt and I were talking about this before, Mike. George Volandia, one of the Phillies coaches, he was added after Ryan Sandberg stepped down as the manager. He was out working with Cesar and Freddie around second base, trying to turn double plays. Everybody knows how quick they are with their hands, but they're trying to be even crisper with the exchange and the flip at second base.
Well, and I think a lot had to do with last night with Buchanan getting Maben to hit an absolute rocket to second base. And when Freddie got the ball, he kind of cleared himself away from the slide, but he cleared himself too far.
Yeah.
And didn't get a chance to get out of the glove quick enough.
Here's Brzezinski, who has an RBI single tonight. Grounds it foul, and it's 0-1. And the flip too. You and I were talking about we were talking about the flip and how it's kind of a slow flip from Cesar. There's I guess a sense of urgency to try to get rid of it quickly, like that throw to get Maben.
Right.
One ball, one strike.
The double play exchange needs to have some zip on it. You know, it needs to be crisp and needs to come at you. It can't. We call it a bar of soap. You can't give him the because he's trying to make that exchange. You don't want to have to like stab at the ball and have it becoming real slow. You want it to have a little zip on it.
Keep the rhythm of the move at second base going. One ball, one strike to Brzezinski. Inside, 2-1.
I thought when I first signed, I had some smooth hands. They're about as smooth as sandpaper. That's how bad they were.
Well, that combination right there was pretty smooth. Rollins and Utley for a long time. Chopper to second.
Sure one.
But you saw how quickly Freddie got rid of it at second base. He stayed in there. They do get the lead runner, so 2 outs. It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag PhillyPhotoDataStrongFan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast like tonight. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Here is Adonis Garcia. He struck out his only time up.
What do you think? Here comes the slider / curve.
I would think so.
2 strikes. Young kid swings at everything. Fastball in.
Taking a chance.
See, you're saying go right to it, right? Which there's plenty of schools of thought on that. Don't you think that Chooch is more of a purpose pitch and then go to it guy than he is a go right to it guy? And by the way, he like what Cameron did right there was he asked for a fastball in off the plate and probably then go to the breaking ball, right? I've always there's your breaking ball, but I've always watched Chooch and I'm thinking the same as you. Put this guy away with a big sweeper right now, right? Yeah. But Chooch always has a tendency to not rush it. It may cost us one more pitch. But I'm going to run a fastball in under his hands and then throw the breaking ball.
Got him.
And you know what? I don't know. With a young pitcher like this, you're asking him to put that ball underneath that batter's hands, right?
Absolutely.
And that's not the easiest thing to do.
Well, he comes back. He gets this curveball to get Adonis Garcia out front. He leaves one as we go to the bottom of the third. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Buy Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. And buy Chevrolet. Visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Bottom of the third, Braves are on top 2-1. They scored 2 in the first. And here's Aaron Nola to lead things off. To Nola. Nola so far 2 for 5. He had a base hit in each of his starts so far. He hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities to hit, but kind of like David Buchanan, he doesn't stand in there fearful. Buckled a little bit there, and that breaking ball. It's 1-2.
Well, he was probably the best hitter on his high school team.
Could have been. Could have been. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Whistler. And back to the top of the order for Cesar Hernandez. Well, you can see why the Braves wanted this kid in the Craig Kimbrell trade. 28-19 in his minor league career. Most of those numbers came when he was pitching for the San Diego Padres. In fact, at his major league debut, Cesar bunts it foul. Major league debut, he went 8 innings. That's not too shabby for your major league debut. In fact, he was the first Brave pitcher to go 8 innings or more in his major league debut since John Smoltz did it. One ball, one strike. Over toward third, and Garcia backhands after going to the ground. 2 outs, not a bad play there. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. Budweiser rooftop.
No, real good play here. We see good hitting. A ground ball to Garcia's right. Watches it in his glove. Makes that nice overhand throw. Gets a runner that can get down there pretty quick.
Odubel foul tips it. It's 0-1. Grounded out his first time up, but that set up the run for the Phils. Don't look now, but he's hitting close to 380 in his last 23 games. Odubel is playing a lot more. Even before the trade of Ben Revere, he was playing more and more. Slaps it over to Simmons. And the side is retired. Nothing across. 7 in a row retired by Whistler. We played 3. We'll go to the 4th. Jace Peterson will lead it off when we come back. quality, and their Jet Intelligent toner cartridges print up to 1/3 more pages. Get yours from who? But WB Mason today and experience the difference. Nobody beats WB on HP. Top of the 4th inning, it's 2-1 in favor of the Atlanta Braves. They scored 2 runs in the first. Aaron Nola goes back to work against Jace Peterson, Andrelton Simmons, and Yuri Perez.
Turkey Hill butter brickle.
I was going to say, you got your ice cream. You were too busy with all the ceremonies.
Well,
to get your ice
Frank, you know Frank. He started yak. I was trying to get back before the break ended.
He got to catch up with you, Mike. Folks in our lunchroom here at the ballpark, they're outstanding across the board. 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. And it's 2-1. You know, at the move of Cole Hamels to Texas, where he's starting tonight for the Rangers against the San Francisco Giants, Aaron Nola was asked a lot about it this week after the trade was made. It was only a short period of time that they were teammates, but obviously we caught them on camera a few times, Cole talking to Aaron and to some of the other pitchers, but in particular to Aaron. And Aaron said it was more watching him, where in those, you know, the brief time that I learned something. He said Saturday taught me to have continued confidence out on the mound. He said in that no-hitter, Cole had so much confidence, and you can see it in every pitch he was throwing. He said that's what I'll take with me, is that when you go out there, have that confidence to throw the pitches that you want to throw at all times.
Well, I thought what was amazing about it was Cole had, I want to say, 2 of his worst games ever prior to the no-hitter.
Yeah.
What I would take from it would be his ability to adjust and bounce back from 2 very poor games into a no-hitter.
That's a good point. And he also talked about the pace. He said that he marveled at Cole's pace that day. Wasn't rushed. It was comfortable. Tonight, as Cole said, his next stage of his baseball life begins against the San Francisco Giants down in Texas. Simmons way out front, and it's 0-1.
That's the sit dead red heater, and you get the curve. You've already committed.
Two outs. And Yuri Perez will be coming up. Well, in his last start against the Chicago Cubs, we talked about in the open, he was through 7 innings and he had thrown 79 pitches. Matt, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Pete McCannon was thinking about taking him out. And he thought to himself, man, he's only thrown 79 pitches. I can't take him out right now. Just to put it into perspective, the Cubs had a relief pitcher who was in for less than 3 innings that was zeroing in on 70 pitches. The Medina kid. 70 pitches in 3 innings of work. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch off the mask of Cameron Rupp. Curveball lifted right center field. Playable for Dominic Brown. And the side is retired. So he's getting there. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4th inning for Aaron Nola. 5 straight batters set down by the right-hander. That'll take us to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4, 5, and 6, or excuse me, 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Phils.
One lead over the Phils, and as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game, and today's photo comes from @Phillies Franco, and this is what he had to say, guys. The strongest fan of all in baseball in Europe, all the way from Denmark. He watches the games on his laptop, and he does not miss an opportunity to cheer on Maikel Franco. We ask you to tweet your strongest fan photo to #PhillyPhoto Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself coming up in broadcast soon, and it's all brought to you by T-Mobile. How about that, guys, from across the pond? They're watching baseball.
It's amazing.
Gotta love it.
With MLB.com, MLB.TV, the @Bat app. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. You can watch. Well, you can watch any sport nowadays through your computer. It just is incredible. Maikel Franco will lead things off. And Maikel sends one in the air to left center field. Maben going back. It is off the top of the wall. And Franco will pull into second base. Boy, that's a tough part of the ballpark to hit it. And it just barely missed going out. That's his 18th double of the year.
I think he thought he got it when he hit it.
I thought he got it.
Kind of in his stride. He still wondered how it didn't go out, but hit a little bit too hard, a little bit too low. Missed it by a couple of feet.
Well, he squared it up, fastball under half. Then he realizes, well, maybe that's going to go off the wall. Missed by about a foot.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty close. It actually helped the Braves, I think, by the ball hitting that the fence part, the little fence part, instead of the wall. Although Maben had pulled back a little bit, but that ball takes crazy bounces when it hits the wall part. Look out. Yeah. All is good. The beer didn't spill. They just don't know where the ball.
Wow.
Not a girl.
I always hope that person in front of you, but the person has to bail out. I mean, what are you going to do? Right? You can't count on the person in front of you in the stands to knock that line drive down.
Not something going that fast. And Howard pulls it into right center field, a base hit. Franco held for a moment. Mizarok is waving him. He doesn't see him. He's going through the stop sign, and he is safe at home plate. RBI single for Howard, 60th of the year. Rock was waving him and then stopped him, but Franco didn't see him, and he almost knocked him over.
See where Rock is right here. Then Ryan Howard hits the ball. Maikel Franco freezes, Now you can see the arms are coming. Stop. Oh, excuse me. Keep going.
Fortunately, it worked out.
Yeah, I guess once you freeze, once you stop, with nobody out, of course, you probably ought to take the safe route and hold up. But we got lucky there, and the throw was offline.
And it's a great point. And if he would have read the play right away and took off, there'd be no question he's going to send him the whole way. But with that little hesitation, that's why Rock decided to hold him up. And Smitty, like you said, luckily the throw was up the line a little bit.
Talking to Andres about it right now. One ball, one strike to Brown. Brown grounded out his first time up, grounded to a fielder's choice, I should say.
You know, and one thing we never mentioned was man on second base, leadoff double. Ryan does a nice job of hitting the ball to the right side. Now he gets a knock out of it, gets an RBI, and does his job.
After a screamer over the third base dugout,
yeah.
He said, whoops, maybe I better pull the ball here to get this guy over to third. She did. Ryan Howard's a hot hitter right now.
He's now 10 for his last 18 with runners in scoring position. 3-1 pitch coming to Brown. He should get a good pitch here. And he pops it up left side. It's a high fastball. One away. And that'll bring Freddie Galvis to the plate.
Got to use a little more top hand on that ball to get on top of that ball.
I was thinking the same two words, top hand. Popped a few up in my day.
Same here. I've hit a lot of home runs up an elevator shaft.
No balls, one strike to Galvis. Galvis chopped one back toward the middle his first time up. Fouls it away, and it's 0-2.
You know, we might go back to the Ryan Howard single to right center with Miguel Franco running through the stop sign. I think if you remember back to that throw came in way over the cutoff man.
Yes.
And Ryan remained at first base, and the whole dynamic of the inning changes if he heads on up to second base with the throw going over the cutoff man.
Brzezinski makes the catch, and there are 2 outs.
That's the home run up an elevator shaft.
Yes,
right
it is. On Tuesday, August 18th, Mike, you got to come back for this one.
Boa Babel? Oh, Bobble.
The Blue Jays series. It's the Toyota Larry Boa Bobble figurine, free to all fans. That looks like Bo's stance, doesn't it, from the left side of the plate? Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com.
By the way, yeah, he is a bobblehead, a living bobblehead.
Cody Ashe's the batter with a runner at first. Takes low, 1-0.
Especially when he's mad, right?
Yeah, he hasn't been bobbing that much lately.
He actually got a smile on his face.
He is bobbing a little bit, though.
Celebrating 50 years in baseball Sunday night, right?
Incredible.
After Sunday's game.
Yeah,
For Larry Boa. Big celebration here in the executive dining room. Larry's going to make a nice long speech.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Think he's going to get choked up?
Well, we were all asked to try to come up with some funny, exciting, humorous Larry Boa stories throughout our careers with him, and I don't know anybody that can come up with one.
3 balls, no strikes to Ashe. He takes a strike, 3-1. I was going to say, so it's going to turn into a roast of Larry Bowa?
More than likely.
Same situation. 3 balls, 1 strike to Cody Ashe. Use that top hand right here.
Ball 4, so he'll take a walk. That puts runners on first and seconds.
And why I say that is because he had a 3-1 count earlier, fouled the ball back, and 3-2 with the same pitch, and hit a semi-deep fly ball to center field. We talk about lefties have to use that top hand if they want to get the barrel through the zone. Like Dominic Brown's 3-1 swing.
Yeah.
If he uses his top hand a little bit more, he's throwing the barrel to the ball instead of guiding it with the bottom hand.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, last night it was an extra inning win by the Mets. Tonight it's the Nationals leading the Mets 2-0. Last night it was Matt Harvey who was perfect through 5, and tonight it's a little different story. Charlie Manuel walking by the fans of the Hall of Fame club. He has signed a ton of autographs this weekend already.
God bless you, Charlie. Thanks for listening. Congratulations.
Got a really nice round of applause tonight, didn't he, as he was coming out?
2 nights in a row he got the biggest ovation, justifiably so.
Runners lead off. Cameron Rupp is the batter. And Rupp hits one in the air to left center field. Maben on the run, out toward the wall. It is gone! 3-run home run for Cameron Rupp. And the Phillies have taken the lead.
Told you they were going to score.
That's a big man's home run right there.
That is in the exact same spot, just a foot farther. That's Franco's. He knew it was gone when he hit it.
Boy, he killed that ball. Now, Freddie Gonzalez is probably waiting. Yeah, they want to see if this was touched at all or helped out by a fan. I don't think it was. I think it slipped right over that small fence. Take a look. Yeah, nobody's reaching over. Yeah, that's gone.
That's a home run.
I think the angle of that would have taken it over the fence.
Well, those fans missed that ball. The home run catch.
Yes, they did.
Felt in play. But they might have done the Phillies a favor by letting it get over the fence and not reaching into play.
Well, that makes a winner out of Ronald Porter of Essington. Ronald just won $100 thanks to Cameron Rupp in the McDonald's home run jackpot.
One statement, one question. First of all, they don't have to ask for a review there, right?
The umpires, if they didn't feel like they can see it,
they could do it
review
without being asked.
That is true.
And 2, the long conversation on the mound at the visit. What were they going over?
I don't know if they went. I don't know if he heard him.
Maybe he was pitch around him. Do you want to intentionally walk him?
It's a good question. I would think somebody that young, they would just tell, you're going to intentionally walk him.
Yeah.
Well, it was a breaking ball, was it not? I mean, it was a little bit of a breaking ball. It kind of hung over the plate, didn't break real sharp.
Yeah, cement mixer.
2-2 to Aaron Nola, who all of a sudden has a 3-run lead. And he is struck out for the second time. Side is retired, but the Phil's offense erased a 2-run deficit, and they've scored the last 5 runs. Cameron Rupp got into that one. Well, he certainly did know it was gone. That one well over 400 feet. 5-2 Phillies as we move to the 5th. All right, guys, here we go. Who holds the Phillies record for most games pitched in one season?
I haven't the slightest. I know a lot of names, but you've given me like the negative nod on some of the ones that I've written down.
I gave you a negative nod on the two
starters. I gave
starters.
Ron Reed negative nod.
I said you were closer.
Gene Garber.
I said you were even closer on that one.
Well, Mr. T, Al Holland, and one other one I thought maybe Willie Hernandez.
Good guess also.
4 good guesses, 0 for 4.
Yeah, this guy did it 3 times during his career, twice with the Pirates and once with the Phillies.
Kent
Tekulve.
Wow.
90 games in 1987. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Whistler leads it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Whistler struck out his first time up swinging. Tails inside. Cameron Rupp reminding him to keep that front shoulder closed.
You know, when Cole got traded, did we ever talk to him about not being able to hit it anymore?
I thought the same thing.
Because you know he absolutely loves to hit.
Thought the same thing. Just watching the Rangers-Giants game get underway as that one's pulled foul. Yeah.
Did you ever talk to him about how many runs he's going to get and that he doesn't have to come out of the game? He can pitch all day long.
Well, he's got 2 runs already tonight. They're getting the Giants quietly in the first. Although he'd have 5 runs here. 2-2 pitch. Dragged over to third. Franco's up with it. And there's 1 away. Alumni weekend. Last year's Wall of Fame inductee Charlie Manuel is sitting down with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Yeah, we saw Charlie coming into the suites up here on the Hall of Fame level, and we grabbed him. So to say hello. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, Murph, it's kind of different. I get to do an interview in the stands, you know.
Different view, huh?
A different view. I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to complain about it. But, yeah, it's good to be here, man.
Yeah, we've done plenty of the interviews down by the dugout and right down on the field. But, you know, nowadays you've kind of taken your talents and are working with the young players in the Phillies organization. And I know that's always been something that you've enjoyed doing. Are you enjoying it right now?
I love it. I mean, I love talking baseball with the players. I also like talking to the managers and the coaches and things. And it's been real good. It's a lot of travel involved, but at the same time, too, I get to see baseball every night. And most of the time I watch the Phillies game on my 6.5 iPhone.
Okay.
So you know, yeah, things are good.
Things are good. Well, talk a little bit about. I know you were down watching the guys today behind the cage, and then getting a glimpse of the big league guys. And we were just talking. They're playing some pretty good baseball right now.
We're playing real good baseball. We're loose, and at the same time, you know, we're really getting into it, and things are starting to really. Things are happening for us, and we're taking advantage of some of the breaks that we're getting, and we're playing good baseball right now. And I think our guys, they look at it probably as, you know, like some of the weight's been lifted off of them, and expectation, and so they now it's kind of like, hey, look, we're not that bad. We want to prove that we're better than that.
I know you have a special affection for Pete McCann, and what about the job he's done with these guys as well?
I think Pete's did a heck of a job as far as, you know, getting them just to relax and go out there and play, and the experience that they're getting, and the fact that when they start winning, that should grow, and their confidence definitely should grow.
2 of the biggest ovations yesterday came for the guy in our booth, Mike Schmidt, of course, number 20, and then you as well when you were announced out on the field. And then you had the honor of presenting the jersey to Pat Burrell. That was nice. I know Pat was one of your favorite guys.
That was big. Both of them, you know, like people in Philadelphia, and also actually all the places I go, I cannot explain to you how well I get treated. And sometimes I don't even know how to act. I mean that. But at the same time, yeah, it's always good for that. But yesterday also, when I got to present, you know, they talk about Pat, you know, like and introduce him and present him with a jersey and things. It's big because I've always liked being around Pat, and I've always, you know, like had respect for him. And I always liked the way that he handled himself when he was on our book club. He was a leader, and also he used to get some big hits.
Well, enjoy being around and respect. That's exactly the way your players have always described their relationship with you, Charlie. And we should say, guys, before we let Charlie go, some congratulations are in order because you got hitched last week. You got married. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got hitched. It's been a long time. I tell Missy all the time she survived. I mean, she might not think it's funny, but I look at it. It was about time, Murph. I mean, I feel like I was married a long time ago.
Well, we wish you the best, you and Missy. Yeah, you guys have been together for a long time, but congratulations on the marriage.
Yeah, thank you.
And always great to see you, Charlie. All right, guys, let's send it back to the booth.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Broken back ground ball to first. Howard's up with it. 3-1 on the putout. After all these years, he's still priceless. Oh, he's the best. Here's Cameron Maybin coming up. She survived. Michael Franco giving Aaron Nola a little extra beat. Cameron Maybin has grounded out twice, once to third, once to second. Fastball just a bit low, 1-0. Line drive, snagged on one hop by Cesar Hernandez. Side is retired. Well, it may have a little Manny Trio in it. Pretty good pick.
Smooth, wonderful hands, soft hands, and a little flair, right?
Little flair.
A little flair.
Right at the end. Turned out to be an easy play once he picked it. 1, 2, 3, 5th. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. Buy Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And buy Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. Bottom of the 5th inning, Phillies up 5-2. Cesar Hernandez leads it off against Matt Whistler, the young starting pitcher for the Atlanta Braves.
Never fails. You make a great play in defense, and you always lead off the inning.
I was thinking the same thing.
Doubled in his first at bat. Cameron Rupp sitting close by to Aaron Nola. Hey, Nola's retired 8 straight hitters now. They say that he does figure it out as it goes on. That's part of what has made him successful at every level that he's been at. Off the hands, a bloop down the left field line, foul. That may have been a sweet double right there if it had dropped. Well, Cesar would have had to drop the bat at some point.
You know, I like that. I mean, when you're getting your hits and you're staying on the ball, you're going to get jammed like that. You know what I mean? And that, to me, a foul ball like that is better than a rollover foul ball to first base.
Follows it up with a liner, softly out to short, and one away. Bob McClure has joined the conversation with Cameron Rupp and Aaron Nola. There is bullpen action for the Phils. Elvis Araujo is starting to throw in the bullpen. Could he be done?
He probably is.
Odubel takes down low.
You're looking in the next inning at Freddie Freeman and A.J. Puzinski.
Two lefties.
Freddie's got a double and a single off him, and A.J.'s got a single as well.
You also have a 3-run lead. Buddy's around 90 pitches.
Officially at 88 pitches on the night.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a time to let him stay in the fire and grow, or is that a time to protect him?
I would say it's time to protect him. He's going to have a certain amount of innings before he gets shut down. Throws 5 tonight. I'd be happy that he didn't have the greatest stuff tonight, but he did figure it out after the first inning. Throw some goose eggs.
Three balls, one strike.
I mean, the max he's going to throw us one more inning.
I would agree with that.
You got a rested bullpen, a very good bullpen right now.
That ball is deep and it's not coming back. That's a long home run for Odubel Herrera. 6-2 Phillies.
Very long.
Wow.
Really get the tape measure out on that baby. That's what happens when that big leg kick and that aggressive swing square up a baseball perfectly. Wow, that was pretty.
That sure was. He did a little Cadillac it too as he went up the first base line. Whoa, he knew it. Here's Franco. Outside, 1-0. They're still scurrying around up there, up above the Budweiser side. That one's deep. Is it fair or foul? Toward the pole. It is foul. And was not caught by Perez. Got that toward the end of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike to Maikel Franco. Well, that's where Odubel's ball went. I mean, it went right in the middle of the pack there, about halfway up that row, or up that section. It was his first home run since the 6th of July.
That was too late.
You made him an angel. 2 balls and 1 strike. Off the end of the bat. 2 outs. Follow the Phillies wherever you are with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablets. Matt, you and I were talking before the game. Mike, you were down getting ready for the festivities. The offense, it's remarkable the improvement of the numbers for the Phils during the stretch of games that they've had. What caught my eye is that when I wrote down where they sat team batting average wise, they're now in single digits. You know, they've been sitting at 14 or 13 or 12 for a long time in the National League in batting average. Now they're ninth, and all of that has happened over the last several weeks. But they also have found themselves climbing the ladder in extra base hits, in doubles, triples by themselves. That one is poked down the left field line. It is a fair ball, and Ryan Howard's going to get an extra base hit out of this one as he shuffles into second. He's 3 for 3.
A little bit of everything, using all fields.
Yep. 21st double of the year for Howard.
You know, that's a ball we've seen in the last 10, 11 games, and being able to do that. Staying behind the ball, letting it get deep, head down,
hands back,
and not trying to do too much. Good pose.
You know, you do just throw the bat head out there, and you don't care where it's going when you're getting your hits, right?
Right.
When you're relaxed and you're not trying too hard to make something happen, you just go, ploop. Oh, geez, there's a double. Oh man, look how far that one went. And the whole other side of the story is what we've seen a lot this year, of guys just pressing and trying too hard and hitting rollover ground balls.
That one is looped out toward left field. It's going to drop in front of Perez. Read beautifully by Howard, but he just doesn't. Oh no, he's safe. He's safe at home plate. What a slide by Howard. Brzezinski dropped the ball, and Howard was able to get his hand in, and the Phillies have added another one.
The 2 outs are going on contact, and right now it looks like all the Phillies have to do is hit the ball. Oh.
Knocked it right loose.
I guess you could say he gave him a lane to slide.
It's close.
Yeah.
It was close.
Just a bad tag.
Now they want him to review that.
Well, I'm thinking, did Ryan Howard's hand touch home plate?
I thought it did, but that's a good point. That may be what they want to look at.
You sure it's not a slide lane? Well, that would be us reviewing that.
There he goes.
Yeah, there he goes. And he had dropped the ball at that point.
Then he came back and tagged him.
So that's our understanding right now, is that they're reviewing whether he touched the plate, and he did go back and touch it. The ball was dropped by Brzezinski. So this should stand in the favor of the Phils, and they should have a 7-2 lead. Fans are reacting now about the ball being dropped. That's not the question. It's whether Howard did reach the plate, and he did go back and hit it. As Brzezinski tagged him, he went past it. It's tough to tell whether he hit it right there, but it doesn't matter, because then he comes back right there and sweeps at it. And they do signal that he is safe. So it's 7-2 Phillies, and Freddie Gonzalez is coming out. He'll make a pitching change here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So the call is confirmed, which means that they saw it clearly, as we showed you, that Howard did indeed hit the plate with his hand. Pitching change for the Braves. Park. It's a 3-game series, 2 night games, and then the day game on Thursday. It's Citizens Bank Pride of the Phillies Sprint, featuring a Phillies mural free to all fans. And the Nemours kids are on the bases post-game for fans 14 and under. And on Tuesday, of course, announcers on deck. That's right, we're going to be broadcasting the game from down just behind where Cody Asche is standing as we speak, next to the on-deck circle here at Citizens Bank Park. Maybe on Tuesday, buddy, we'll have room for you down in the first row next to the authenticator. Angel's down there. I think it's Angel down there. The authenticator's down near home plate. David Aardsma, the veteran right-hander, will take over.
Wow, you'd be down there, you can hear what they're saying and the crack of the bat and live noises.
I sat down there today just to look and see what the perspective is, and I mean it is a tremendous seat. Freddie Galvis pulls the first pitch through the hole on the right side, of base hit. Dominic Ram will stop at second base. 9 hits now for the Phils.
Everybody's in the act.
By the way, just to confirm, Major League Baseball has told us that it was indeed the hand of Ryan Howard that they were looking at, and they said it was clear that that hand hit the plate. That's why it was confirmed, and it wasn't just stand. They said all points or all video showed them that the hand clearly hit the plate. 1 ball, no strikes to Cody Asche with runners on first and second, and that one's over at the knees. 1-1. Outside, 2-1.
I'm trying to, Tommy, the point you brought up about the team playing better, hitting better,
yeah,
moving up in the stat categories. It's an interesting point. It'd be interesting to hear what Matt might say about that. I mean, Charlie hit on it a little bit as the runners move up on a wild pitch. Players, for some reason, are a little more relaxed. Going through the business of the ball game at home plate. Guys are starting to get hits. Batting averages are starting to climb a little bit. I mean, I'm only saying what I said again. I think people might want to know, well, why?
I think, Matt, you brought up last night, guys knowing what their roles are.
There's a little more continuity in lineups. Not any major lineup changes, but a little more continuity to the lineup. You have to give Pete Buchanan some credit. You can't not give Pete Buchanan some credit.
Yeah, I think Pete's done a very nice job of putting his personality into the clubhouse.
And guys are going to get, these guys aren't as bad as they were early on. They're going to start hitting. It's a long season. And you know what, Matt? I always used to hit better in July and August and September too, because I don't know what it is. I mean, the weather got hot, the ball carried better, you were more loose and relaxed when you played. Your second or third time around the league, yep, with all the pitchers.
You get to that magic at bats of 250 at bats where seeing the ball really well, the timing, you're not going in those long slumps.
The weather's more consistent.
Absolutely. 90 degrees, hitting in a 90-degree weather.
0-2 to Cameron. There's Darren Ruff in the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Aaron Nola.
I'm bringing this up not out of disrespect or anything, but I think you guys might agree that since the All-Star break, and I'd be interested in what our schedule was in terms of the teams that we've played, the quality of teams in terms of record that we have played, say, prior.
There was a tough stretch, and
we had a lot of tough stretches against really, really tough teams and good pitchers. We saw a lot of good pitchers early, and I think since the All-Star break, we've been playing some lower division teams.
Well, here's Odubel Herrera with a big swing. That was one of the big blows in this inning. The Phillies add 2 more. His teammates certainly liked it. Pretty sweet stroke by Odubel Herrera. Forever placed among the great names and faces in Phillies history. Pat Burrell's 9 special seasons with the Phils led to 251 home runs, 827 runs batted in, and 8 consecutive 20-plus home run seasons. No hit was valued more than a 7th-inning double in Game 5 of the 2008 World Series. It led to a parade down Broad Street, and now to a permanent place at Citizens Bank Park. He's the newest member of the Phillies Wall of Fame, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, day after being inducted into the Phillies Wall of Fame, what do you get a chance to do? Well, you get a chance to shoot some hot dogs off. That's what Pat Burrell did in between innings with the Fanatic. Some Hatfield Philly Franks going into the crowd.
Yeah, they're fast loading those things for him, right?
That was pretty quick.
Tom.
Yeah.
Question.
It's a satchel, I think. He's got a lot to carry around.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman has 2 hits today. Elvis Araujo takes over. Out towards center field. Odubel at the fence makes the catch. And there's one out.
Well, Freddie, a little disappointed that ball didn't go out, but he should think about when he hits that in Atlanta Stadium. Might not go to the warning track. Right?
Yeah. He's had some good swings tonight. Here's Przinski. Przinski's 1 for 2. Elvis's numbers 1-1, a 3.67 earned run average. Fastball misses, 1-0. On the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Przinski's 1 for 2, an RBI single in the first. And he pulls that one right to Ryan Howard for the second out.
Saw a lot of white on that ball.
He's laughing a little bit.
Kind of caught it in the palm of his hand rather than the knee to the glove there. I think he's checking it out himself right now.
He was looking around the infield. Normally somebody would be riding him a little bit about that. But the guy that would ride him the most about it is in Los Angeles right now. Garcia struck out twice. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That might be a record, 2 pitches in a row where Garcia did not swing.
The dirt, 3-2. Araujo is currently the only left-hander the Phillies have in their bullpen. With the trade of Jake Diekman to Texas, Jake actually pitched in last night's ball game for the Rangers. Broken back ground ball. And Cesar Hernandez throws out Garcia. 1-2-3, 6th inning for Elvis Araujo. Well, the Phillies pitchers have done a nice job. First it was Noah, 8 in a row. And now Araujo, 3 in a row to take us to the bottom of the 6th. The official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. And buy your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Valle Honda dealer or visit DelValleHondaDealers.com today. Well, with Mike Schmidt, Matt Stairs, Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. Bottom of the 6th inning. Alumni weekend. Phillies lead at 7-2. And Andres Blanco will pinch hit for Elvis Araujo. Genmar Gomez is warming up in the bullpen. David Ardsma delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. There's Gomez. How about the praise that Pete Buchanan threw Andres' way the other day? Said he could be the best utility player he's ever been around. Partly because of that ability to get off the bench and just pop a ball like that. The fact defensively he can play a number of different positions. His teammates certainly look up to him. We've talked about that.
He might be the hardest, 2 things, the hardest working and the nicest.
That's true.
Nicest player I've ever been around and the hardest working. I mean, he takes ground balls at every position, every day, like it's a game situation.
When you can't underscore a guy like that on a team, you need guys like that. Cesar lifts it to shallow left. Perez puts it away. There's one out. And here's Odubel Herrera.
Well, if you're going to have guys who are going to be your fifth infielder, your fourth outfielder, your fifth outfielder, you need good people. And with Blanco, you have a great one, and in Frank Corey, you have a great one as well. So you have two guys that never complain that they're not playing. As much as they probably want to play, they bite their lip, they keep doing their business and going out and performing. I guarantee you, if Whitey did not accept his job of what he's doing, he would not have success. Because every time he goes up there, he'd be thinking, all right, now why do I have to pinch hit in this situation? Or how come I'm not playing today? He enjoys coming to the ballpark every day.
Or he would push the fact that, all right, this at bat, I got to get a hit, because if I don't get a hit, I'm not going to get a chance to get back in there again.
That's a good point.
But the other side of the coin is you feel like you need to play and show what you can do to make more money, do you not? Because the backup player generally doesn't have a chance to, you know, get a little bigger piece of the pie.
It's true.
Backup players are going to make $1 million now.
Well, good. The guys you mentioned deserve to.
Oh, absolutely. That gentleman right there, Frenchie, played 6 games in the big leagues last year.
So he's embracing the chance to be back here.
Absolutely.
1 ball, 1 strike to Herrera with the runner at first. 1 man down. And 1-2. Odubel's home run his last time up, 430 feet. He did not agree with that. He did not agree with that call by the home plate umpire. And he lines that one into left field, a base hit. Blanco will stop at second. Herrera has 2 hits tonight. And the Phillies with 11 hits overall. NBC 10 First Alert Weather, the most reliable weather coverage in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Count on it. That'll bring Franco to the plate.
Well, you go 430 feet down the line in right field, and you hit a crisp line drive opposite field at the left fielder. That's a hitter that's locked in right there.
And again, another good approach with 2 strikes.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys mentioned it before. He's getting his foot down, and that's his timing is there right now.
Now. That was a slider that got away. You may hear our fans booing a little bit there. What do you call it, a cement mixer?
Yeah, it didn't do a whole lot of mixing.
Helicopter.
Down the left field line. That's in for another extra base hit. Blanco around third will score. Odubel's being held at third. John Miserak made it abundantly clear that he was holding him there. And it's now an 8-2 Phillies lead.
Woo. Get them while they're hot, boys.
Well, that's 2 doubles tonight for Maikel Franco. He has 19 doubles on the year.
We talked about what, foot down early, head down, double swing, 329-foot missile.
Eight runs on 12 hits. But here's Howard now, 3 for 3 tonight. They're adjusting the shift on Ryan Howard.
Potentially walking him.
No, that's it.
Looks like the old days.
It's like the old. It's exactly right. Well, that's a good sign. So the bases are now loaded. And Dominic Brown is coming up. Phillies fantasy camp will take place next January 20th to the 24th. Join a lineup of Phillies legends like Schmitty, John Krupp, Greg Luzinski, Milt Thompson, and so many more. Plus Matt Stairs. Little coaching, camaraderie, and baseball. Book it now at PhilliesFantasyCamp.com. Also take part in a 1-hour hitting clinic. You can give a 1-hour hitting clinic, huh? By Mike Schmidt.
Possibly.
Half hour at a time. Bases loaded. Dominic Brown, who has a hit tonight. 1 for 3. Takes 0-1.
Looks like Archma.
Yep.
Is going to have to take one for the team here tonight. No one up in the Braves bullpen.
Two.
Don't you just hate going to 0-2 with the bases loaded and 1 out?
Hector Neris joins Genmar Gomez in the bullpen.
This guy.
You probably did face this guy.
The Mariners.
That is exactly right. He's been around. Nice catch by a gentleman who brought his glove to the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dominic Brown.
Lefty.
Accolades. Never gets old. That nearly went into the suite where all the alums are right now. He punches it toward third. Garcia goes around the horn for 1. Dominic Brown beats the throw. A run scores. 9-2 Phillies.
Dominic got down the line. First he made contact, which is a good thing. Bases loaded and 1 out. He really got down the line right there.
I think he's been moving so much better. I don't know what it is. Must be feeling better.
Good call, Mike, to get out of that batter's box. Been running a lot better, moving around the outfield a lot better. But the key was shortened up, put the ball in play. Yeah, you didn't get a knock, but you got a stake.
So 2 outs, runners at first and third, and the Phils have scored 2 runs again. Second time tonight. I should say third time tonight. They've scored at least 2. They scored 4 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. And Ross Detweiler, who pitched in game 1 of this series, warming up here in game 3. Inside, 2-0.
It's amazing, just a 2-week span, how these guys are feeling so comfortable with W's. They get some wins, they're at bats. They're not giving the at-bats away.
That ball's hit well. Deep to right field. Marquez going back. It is gone! 3-run home run for Freddie Galvis.
What were you saying?
Man, is that an exclamation point on a productive offensive night? It's 12-2, Phillies on top.
So finish what you were saying there, Matt.
Well, I think that came on right on cue right there.
I hear you, bro.
Swinging the bat well, a lot of confidence. You want to see an easy swing, but a powerful swing. I mean, it was pretty. I mean, this is a nice, easy swing. Double toe tap. That is the best feeling in baseball right there. When you hit a blast to right field or left field or center, and you know it's gone.
Yeah, especially with effortless power, you know.
Second three-run run of the night for the Phils.
And guess what? Dominic Brown beats out that double play to make that possible.
Jet Intelligent Toner cartridges print up to 1/3 more pages. Get yours from who? But W.B. Mason today and experience the difference. Nobody beats W.B. on HP. Freddie Galvis has hit the second three-run home run of the night for the Phils. Cameron Rupp has the other one. 12 runs on 13 hits. This has been a remarkable turn of events for the Phils since the All-Star break. You just have to enjoy it as much as you possibly can. Cody Ashe will be the batter. Maikel Franco tonight has 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Galvis has 2 hits, including the 3-run home run. Ashe takes outside. Ashe has walked twice tonight, fly to center. While those numbers, 6 games so far, this is number 7 for him. Two and one.
Talked to Cody before the game, Matt, Tom, and he feels like he's made some strides in the last month. But you know, I think you'd agree. What a great kid he is. He works hard, but I still see that he's better than his numbers. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
I mean, I know you and I both like him as a hitter, and I know he has a chance to be a great one, but those numbers need to get better.
Well, he's down on strikes on the heels of Freddie Galvis' 3-run home run. The Phils have blown it open, up by 10. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary, and what a summary it was. Look at the Phillies. 4 runs in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th inning. Aaron Nola went 5 innings tonight. Didn't have his best stuff the first couple innings, but retired the last 8 batters that he faced. Freddie Galvis and Cameron Rupp each with 3-run home runs. The longest home run of the night, though, goes to Odubel Herrera, 430 feet into the second deck. So now as we go to the 7th inning, Darren Rupp will come on to play left field. Ruff will bat 9th for the Phils. Hector Neris will take over on the mound. He'll bat 8th. Neris in his 9th game. He'll take over for Araujo, who goes a scoreless inning. And Jace Peterson will lead it off, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. All right, so a couple innings here out of Hector Neris, you would assume, with the Phillies up by 10.
Yeah.
Ball, 1 strike. Boy, with the grip on the bat that Peterson's using, it looks like an odd bat. It's got the black grip, the natural color, up to the black paint.
Oh, golf grip. Yep, sort of leather wind grip kind of tape, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I don't know how they use that kind of stuff. I didn't like having the handle.
Yeah.
Big. Like I shaved my handle down. I used an S2 handle, which is the lowest you can go, and then I'd shave down a little farther just so you get that better bat whip, I felt.
Stan Musial.
No, Matt upstairs. Oh.
Yeah. You knew S2's a Musial model, is it not? Or is that an M110?
Here we go again.
On the inside corner, it's 0-1.
I don't even know if they have the old time codes on bats nowadays that they had years ago.
No, they do. Yeah, Louisville has them. Even the current bats, like Marucci, will have bats that are initialed after certain players. Check swing by Simmons, and he did not go, and it's 1-1. Simmons is 0 for 2. He's grounded out. He's also flied to right. Laid on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. went with the changeup. Well, he was awfully close to getting an offer at that one.
Good pitch. Oh.
He does have that grip that his changeup moves at a great pace. So 3 straight off-speed pitches. Two balls, 2 strikes. And on the outside corner, 95 back-to-back strikeouts for Hector Neris. And they're 2 down. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. Well, 2 gone, and here is Yuri Perez.
It's a 95-mile-an-hour sinker that dropped off the table.
Perez's reaction, he just shook his head. A 1 pitch coming to the right side, and that'll sneak into right field, a base hit. So that's the first hit for the Braves since the 3rd inning. 13 in a row retired by Phillies pitching. And with 2 men down, Pedro Siriaco is going to be the hitter. Siriaco hitting .258, no homers and 10 runs batted in.
Is that Jason Frazier?
Jason Frazier in the bullpen, former Matt Stairs teammate.
Toronto.
Way inside, 2-0. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, they're tied again in New York, Washington, and the Mets. Lucas Duda, 2 home runs. Boy, he's starting to heat up a little bit, huh? Last night it was Wilmer Flores who hit the home run to win it for the Mets over the Nationals. Over to shortstop, Freddie Galvis has got it. Side is retired. So a base hit, but that's it. 1 man left for the Braves here at Philadelphia. Time to stretch. Phillies up 12-2. Cameron Rupp back in the 4th inning. He knew this one was gone right here. That went an estimated 410 feet. Good for Cameron. It's only his 2nd home run. But that broke a 2-2 tie. That's the difference in today's ball game right now. Phillies then went on to tack on a bunch more.
The beauty of that swing is the willingness to go straight away with that slider and not, roll over it, try to pull it, and it ends up being a ground ball.
Well, he'll lead it off against Jason Frazier, who will start things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He is the 4th pitcher used by the Braves. First pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Rupp has just the 1 hit, but he struck out twice. That was a big hit. Matt, are you expecting a ball to come up here to the
I'm expecting a foul ball to come up.
Whose glove is that?
It just arrived. It just
someone threw it up.
Just all of a sudden came into the booth. It's a well-worn glove, though.
Ooh.
1-2.
Plate's getting a little bigger. Why don't we steal that thing? And since he threw it up here, figured.
The gentleman took down here.
Oh, okay. Because we could use a glove up here. You could use one
on
Tuesday.
Yeah.
To the right side, Chase Peterson to his left has it. 4-3 on the putout. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Time for the Major League Notebook. Murph, take it away.
All right, thank you, Tom. Brought to you by St. Joseph's University. Clayton Kershaw got a few extra days rest, and it seemed to pay off today. He dominated the Angels over 8 innings of scoreless ball, and that extends his scoreless inning streak right now to 37 innings straight for Clayton Kershaw. He pitched those 8 scoreless today. He was scratched twice back-to-back games because of a sore hip, but the extra rest seemed to do him just good. And speaking of streaks, how about this one? Kansas City Royals pitcher Wade Davis had not given up a home run in 125 2/3 innings. However, today, Jose Bautista of the Toronto Blue Jays did get the best of him, solo shot. That was the 12th longest streak since in 100 years, since 1914. 125 innings and 2/3 without allowing that home run. That streak is over. He now has to reset and start all over. But Wade Davis did get the next 3 guys out in order, and the Kansas City Royals won that game, guys.
That one sounded loud, Murph. Maben's going back. He has room, and the edge of the track makes the catch. That was the trajectory of Bautista's home run that you just talked about, Murph. Out towards center field. Now, he hit 2 today. The first one was longer, but the second one, we were watching it on TV. Matt and I were in the office, and you could hear just the clout off the bat. And they were just talking about the streak that Murph was discussing on the Royals telecast when he hit that home run.
And we had the TV on mute, Murph, so that tells you how loud it was.
That's pretty loud then, yeah.
Yeah, we got great hearing. Here is Cesar, who is 1 for 4. Doubled and scored back in the first. And we also watched the Kershaw game, and he had some electric stuff today. One and one to Cesar. Pulls that one through the hole. Another base hit for Hernandez. That's his 6th hit of this series. So it keeps the inning alive for Odubel Herrera.
And Mike, and you agree, Mike, when you're swinging the bat well, you make the game look so easy. It's just nothing runs through your mind. You see the pitch, you barrel everything, you get knocks left and right.
You believe you're going to when you make contact, it's going to be a hit. You can hit it, break your bat. You can hit it off the end, and it's like the ball gets in the sun, the ball gets in the stands, players run together. And you know, I'll tell you another thing's funny. I reference golf a lot, and I know you both play. Isn't it amazing? I mean, it doesn't happen to me very often. I don't know about you guys, but I hardly ever get in that mode where I think I'm going to make putts. You know, I think I'm going to make them.
Yeah,
I always tend to feel like they're not going in, right? But then you get a round of golf every now and then where you start thinking they're going in. You know, maybe make one on the first hole or something. You can hit a bad putt and it'll go in. So you just think it's going to go in. These guys all think they're going to get a hit now every time they swing the bat.
Well, and you hope that's. I mean, they always say hitting's contagious, but you hope that it continues. You know, there are times when maybe two guys are hot during a stretch. You hope it continues, that there's a collective burst like we've seen.
Well, and that's why it's so important with the top of the order. I mean, if Hernandez is getting on base with a lot of hits or walks or whatever it is, that means Herrera's going to get more fastballs because Hernandez can steal second base. Now he gets a knock. He got first and second. Ryan Howard's been swinging the bat well, so Michael Franco's going to get more fastballs.
Both these first two hitters have pulled the ball in this game and hit the ball the opposite way in this game.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Herrera. Outside, 2-2. Odubel's efforts tonight has raised his average to 280. Hernandez's efforts tonight has raised his average to 280.
Franco's probably going to 284.5.
Yep. Off the end of the bat, out toward left center field. No man's land. That'll drop past Timmons. He made a heck of an effort. 3-hit night for Odubel Herrera. 15 hits now for the Phillies.
Andrew Simmons didn't get up from that dive. Feeling very well.
So the last 14 games, that includes tonight, 78 runs for the Phillies. That's averaging over 5 per game. Simmons slowly walks back to his position. Previous 14 games, and that's that stretch you were talking about, Mike, against some of those tougher opponents. 52 runs. That's a little more than 4 runs per game, or a little less than 4 runs per game, I should say. Pitchers love 5 runs or more. Coupled in that was that 1-0 shutout at the hands of the Tampa Bay Rays, too. So Franco's up for the 5th time.
That's when you know that you've had a lot of hits or a lot of base runners, when your 3-hole hitter is up for the 5th time.
And then you add to that it's the 7th inning.
Some serious communication problems here. Took a lot of time to throw that slider, get over slider, right?
First sign after 2, man on second, 2 outs. Change the signs.
High fastball, 0-2 to Michael.
I like how he chokes up with 2 strikes. You don't see that very often today's hitters. Mikel chokes up about an inch on the bat. Makes him quicker to the ball.
Yeah, with today's hitters, and even with the number 3 hitter too. Phillies with 12 runs on 15 hits. The 12 runs a season high. Chopper over to third. Garcia will take it to the bag. Side is retired. So no runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. The Phils have completed 7 innings. We'll move to the 8th on top, 12-2. Buy at Toyota.com to find out. Toyota, let's go places. Buy McDonald's. Double the love it at McDonald's with a double cheeseburger and small fry for just $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And buy the Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. Now we go to the top of the 8th inning. Phillies up 12-2. Markakis homered to start the ball game. Facing Hector Neris. First pitch is fouled on the left field line. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Neris pitched the scoreless 7th inning. He allowed a 2-out single. And Markakis shoots it over to third. Franco. 1 away. Well, the bullpen has certainly been a huge boost for the Phils since the All-Star break. As difficult at times as they had in the first half. Murph, they've been much better since the Phils turned the page on the second half.
They have, Tom, and you know whenever you win 10 of your 12 games, what the Phils have done coming out of the All-Star break, you're really getting production in all facets of the game. But one that we don't talk about a whole lot is this bullpen, and the Phils bullpen has been exactly as advertised. We thought it would be a strength coming into this season, and it's certainly been a strength since the All-Star break in those 12 games. How about a 1.96 ERA? Opponents hitting just .248 off the bullpen. They've allowed 39 hits in those 12 games. How about 12 walks and 37 strikeouts for these guys? Hector Neris doing a nice job tonight, but it's really been all of the guys, and you know you include Jonathan Papelbon in that before he left, and right on down the line, because the guys have done just an excellent job. So your winning teams have good bullpens, and right now the Phils are winning a lot of games, and their bullpen is a big part of that.
Yeah, I think the walk part of it, and that we talked about that so often in the first half, how many walks the bullpen had allowed. I mean, inherited runners too, but the walks as Maben goes down swinging. And that's huge to limit the amount of base runners when they come out of the pen. I mean, look at this pitch from Neris. This is what they've been doing. They've been getting strikeouts.
We're going into next year. It's going to be one of the parts of the team putting it together that's very positive. You know, even without Jonathan Papelbon, the roles look pretty solid. The guys have been doing a great job, as Murph said. I think we're even going to have some new bodies down there that throw hard. I've heard talk about guys throwing 95, 97, and you know, in the minors right now that may give some people some runs.
5-3 on the put out there. Neris, 2 scoreless innings. Combine that with Araujo with a 1-2-3 6th. Middle of the 8th, it's 12-2. Phillies on top. The game. All right, Cesar Hernandez looked pretty sharp out at second base these last few games.
Yeah, he really has. And Smitty and I have been talking about how smooth his hands are. And the biggest thing is that he's not panicking. As a hitter, you don't panic, and as a fielder, you do not panic. Making all the plays look very easy. You get an opportunity to play. That's your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealer.
Danny Castillo will take over at shortstop for the Braves as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning. And Arodys Vizcaino will be the new pitcher for Atlanta. Vizcaino coming on here in the 8th. Cesar Hernandez, Larry Bowe. There's a few reminders that they have during the course of each game. Here's Ryan Howard. First pitch is a fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Well, that's a good series right there for Howard. 6 for 9, 6 RBIs, 4 walks, intentional. 1 intentional, I should say.
I have not seen that graphic on the scoreboard.
The box score or the
no, the
scorebook?
The direction of the hit balls.
Yeah,
that's nice.
He's down looking on strike, so 1 away. So up on that scoreboard, they would put a backwards K in the fifth column for Howard. Had himself a nice night. So Vizcaino now will face Dominic Brown. Dominic pops it up foul. Left field line. Garcia runs out of room. Back a few rows. And it's 0-1. Jerome Williams to the left. Hinojosa is to the right. I don't know if Jerome was just in there in case they needed him, or if he's in there because of the off day on Monday, getting some work. Up the first base line, foul, 0-2. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, they've gone to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Giants and the Rangers are tied at 3. Not bad for Cole. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, I'm wondering about Jerome Williams. He was in the bullpen last night as well.
Yeah, I saw him walking around in there.
Yeah.
Way outside, 1-2. I think they may have just had him out there just in case the starters didn't go deep enough.
Yeah, I don't know why. They got a full bullpen.
Well, there is the off day on Monday. I mentioned that because they haven't released the rotation for the next week or so. As Dominic chops it to second, Peterson is up with it, and there are 2 outs. And here comes Freddie Galvis. Plus, he didn't get too deep in the game against the Blue Jays.
Harang, Nola, Buchanan, and Morgan, correct?
Correct.
Who am I leaving out?
Jerome.
Oh, I thought maybe he had gotten removed from the rotation to be in the bullpen throwing now.
Now again, they haven't decided who's going the next series, so they maybe will skip a turn.
A little late in the night to be thrown in the bullpen.
That's why I wonder if this is his side day, if he's trying to get a side day through. Like they would let him be in there, and they said, all right, if we need somebody early, then it's going to be you. If not, then in the 8th or 9th inning, you throw your bullpen. The ball got a piece of Przinsky.
I think this hit him right.
Yes, it did, right in the groin. Freddie Galvis gives him a few moments.
Bet he's going to call a high fastball.
Fouls it away. It's even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow's the final game of this 4-game series. The Toyota Alumni Weekend coming to a close with the Wall of Fame Fathead that'll be given out to the fans coming to the ballpark. Adam Morgan on the mound against Julio Teheran for the Braves. Teheran is the ace of the Atlanta Braves. As Galvis strikes out, a 1-2-3 inning. That is only the 3rd 1-2-3 inning of the night for the Braves pitching staff. So we'll go to the 9th. Phillies on top comfortably by 10. game. They open things up. 4 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth inning. They lead at 12-2. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Dalyer Hinojosa will be the new pitcher for the Phillies. He pitched in last night's ball game. He pitched a scoreless inning, making his Phillies debut. Showed a live fastball.
Yeah, he threw very well. Hinojosa threw very well last night. Had a good fastball, topped out at 96 miles an hour, and had a good changeup. Good pronunciation?
I thought you did a great job
Very
with
good.
that, Matt. Yeah.
Thank you.
He came to the United States through Haiti and signed with the Red Sox as a free agent in 2013. Made it to the big leagues this year. And the Red Sox waived him, and the Phillies picked him up. Facing A.J. Pierzynski to start things off. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Been a pretty long night for A.J. Behind the plate for 12.
I was thinking he'd probably have tomorrow off, but every time I think that, he plays. Base hit his first time up was career hit number 1,946. He has had a productive career.
Yes, he has.
Ben was envious of the number of games that he's caught, over 1,900 games during his career.
Where does that rank him? Any idea?
Well, that's a good question. We'll check on that because, you know, he's 37 years old. He has caught for a long time. Out to left field, down the line, slicing away from Darren Ruff and into foul territory. Remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one's under the glove of Hinojosa. Picked up by Cesar. 1 out. Murph talked about the bullpen. 3 1/3 for the bullpen. 1 hit so far tonight in relief of Aaron Nola, who went 5 innings, 5 hits and 2 earned runs. There's Jerome, who is getting his bullpen in.
Under the watchful eye of Rod Nichols.
Here's Garcia, who's 0 for 3. He struck out twice. He's grounded out. Off the mask of Cameron Rupp. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is like a quick jab right here.
Boom. Good old mask.
He shook it off pretty quick. Pretty good spot.
I would think your jaw would probably get a little, as the evening wears on, you need to go to bed, you get up in the morning, and I think you got to feel that, don't you?
I would think so. Particularly if you take multiple shots off it, like Rupp has tonight. Shallow right center field. Hernandez waits for it. It's a mile high. 2 outs. While scanning the scoreboard around the National League East, I know it may not mean a whole lot right now, but the Marlins have lost to the Padres 5-3. So if the Phillies hang on and win this game, I mean, they're climbing closer to getting out of the basement in the National League East. I think you have to, sort of take baby steps with a lot of this stuff, but set some goals and say, all right, we're not going to finish with the worst record. We're not going to finish last.
I agree with you 100%. This team they're playing right here is not that far out of their sights.
Nope.
Do you think they can hang on?
The Phillies? I think there's a pretty good chance. I'm very optimistic. It's low 2-0. Depending on what happens with the Mets and the Nationals. Now the Mets have taken the lead over the Nationals in the bottom of the 8th inning. So that would tighten the top of the division up. The Phillies would move to within a game and a half of the Marlins. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Tell you what, back-to-back nights, Hinojosa has got a very good fastball with good life, good movement.
And in the strike zone.
And in the strike zone.
Two pitch down and away, 3-2. That one was at 96. The final game of the series, as we just mentioned, is tomorrow. We'll be on the air at 1:30. Big Sunday show at 1 p.m. 3-2 pitch. Popped him up. This should do it. Galvis into shallow left field calling for it, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Phillies scored 12 unanswered runs. They have taken the first 3 games of this series against the Braves as they win it tonight by a final of 12-2. The players of the game brought to you by Chevrolet. The Phillies offense, 12 runs, 15 hits, 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Well, this hot stretch since the All-Star break continues for the Phils. Odubel hit a long home run. Freddie Galvis hit a 3-run shot. Cameron Rupp hit a 3-run shot. Ryan Howard had 3 hits. The 12-2 record for the Phils since the All-Star break. It's the first time since '55 that they've done that. It's their 4th consecutive home win. They've now moved to 500 here at Citizens Bank Park. Plus, they have not lost a series since the All-Star break. The pitchers have 8 wins. The starting pitchers have 8 wins. Let's take a look at our W. Mason deliveries of the game. We'll start with Cameron Rupp's 3-run home run.
Well, yeah, that's a breaking ball, kind of hanging right in the middle of the plate. But I tell you what, you try to pull that ball, roll over to shortstop. He went straight away center field with it. Knew it was out as soon as he hit it.
How about Odubel here, down and in?
Well, Herrera gets a fastball and absolutely crushes it. Timing's very good. Foot down. Nitro zone down and into a left-hander.
All right, so you guys both like Freddie
Here's
Galvis.
Freddie just in a little stroke swing here. He just played pepper with the pitcher and hit it a little 375, 380 straight away left field. Knew it was out as soon as he hit it.
And the big home run today, that's your W. Mason deliveries of the game, is Cameron Rupp, who made his blast made up 5-2. He's down the field with Murph. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, well, a lot of offense today, as you guys just pointed out. 15 hits, 12 runs, 3 of them coming off the bat of this guy, Cam Rupp, and we were just talking about it. Straightaway center field. You knew you had it as soon as you hit it, I thought. Yeah. Take us through that at bat.
I knew the situation, pitcher behind. I was looking for a pitch in my zone, and he made a mistake, hung a slider, and I got all of it.
You look at the numbers, and you look at the numbers over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and you just say to yourself, what's gotten into this team? Hitting is contagious. We're hearing that a lot, but you guys just seem to be feeding off one another.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had great starting pitching. Aaron battled tonight. He didn't have his best stuff, but he kept us in the ball game after giving up 2 early runs, and we've been able to go up and be aggressive at the plate instead of having to battle back like we did in the first half a few times. So that makes a big difference.
And then we talked about the bullpen during the broadcast as well, because these guys have been terrific since the All-Star break as well.
They've been lights out. They've done a great job for us.
Talk about the atmosphere in here right now, because you guys seem to be having a lot of fun. Obviously, winning is fun, but you can feel it down here in the dugout.
Yeah, baseball's always fun when you're winning. We're staying loose. We come to the ballpark to play, to work, and it shows. We've come out hot after the break, and we're having fun just playing hard.
All right, keep it up, Cam. Nice job tonight, guys. Back upstairs.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Nice job all the way around for the Phils, down 2-0. They score 12 unanswered runs. They do not look back, and they win Game 3. They've taken the first 3 of this series against the Braves. We'll be back to Philadelphia to wrap it up right after this.